This Civic Media podcast is sponsored by UW Organ and Tissue Donation. Organ donations are desperately needed, and now is the right time to become an organ donor. Talk to your family. Get the dot. Save lives. Go to heroicdeed.com.
Coming to Northeast Wisconsin live from the Civic Media Studios and featuring TV and radio broadcast veteran John Mino, along with the City of Green Bay's longest-serving mayor, Jim Schmidt. This is Mino and the Mayor.
Begin the day with a friendly voice, a companion unobtrusive.
And here are your hosts, John Mino and Jim Schmidt.
Hey, thank you very much. Welcome back here at 97.9 FM, WGBW in Green Bay, 98.3, 96.5 FM, WISS in Oshkosh and Appleton. Of course, the Civic Media app worldwide. Got anybody from Cancun or Finland or any place listening today, Todd?
Well, not so far.
Not so far.
No.
Well, we've got Crystal DeClean, Ecumenical Partnership for Housing, and Kim Shefchik, Doctors in Recital. You have no idea how excited I am that I pronounce ecumenical properly.
We practiced this morning.
That's a tough one.
And that's a true story. We did practice.
Did a great job.
Thank you.
There's a reason we say EPH.
Yeah, I know that is true. That's what most people know you as. And I just want to say that we talk about this community a lot with the awards we receive and just the image that we have, and a lot of it, some of it has to do with the Green Bay Packers, but a lot of it has to do with what we do from just a charity standpoint. And that Ecumenical Partnership, which I'm pretty familiar with. Tell us a little bit about your organization and then the partnership between this Doctors in Recital, which is a great showcase of not
Talent?
just the medical. Well, it's just and a lot of you guys are musicians because you're so disciplined. I mean, I have a daughter who's a doctor and just violin, and she would get mad, and when she was mad, she would go play the violin. I'm like, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like that's their stress relievers: music, piano, singing. But anyway, Ecumenical Partnership for the housing here in Greater Green Bay.
Yes, so EPH is a nonprofit organization that serves families with children facing homelessness in Brown County. And it began in 1992 as a partnership of 4 churches that owned one property and had the capacity to serve one family at a time. And over time, it has grown to be a partnership of 22 churches with the capacity of housing 37 families today.
What a success story.
And nothing like a home, right? I mean, apartments are good, but I mean, you actually purchase homes.
We do. So we own properties throughout the Green Bay area, and we place families with children that are experiencing homelessness into them and then provide them with case management to help them reach self-sufficiency.
Too bad we have that clientele, but we do.
We do. There is a very high demand for our program. As soon as one of our homes is open, we have people waiting to move in.
And how does one move from your home? Do they save some money and self-sufficiency, then they move out, or is there a time limit? How does the program work?
Each family's length of time in our program is determined by their individual needs. We have 2 programs, and one program, the typical length of stay is about a year. Oh. And then we have a long-term supportive housing program in which they're renting from us and continuing to receive case management. And the typical length of stay in that is about 3 years while they build a positive rental history. Yeah. But then the goal is that at the end of either of those programs, families are either moving on into their own rental or purchasing a home.
Nice.
And last year we had 2 families from our program become homeowners.
Wow.
Where would some of these people be if it weren't for your organization?
That is a good question. Many of the families that come to EPH are coming to us directly from one of the family shelters in the area, and they're ready to move on, but they can't find anyone willing to rent to them, and that's where we come in.
That's the problem. It's easy to say, well, we'll give them some money, help. But I mean, like, I remember when started a job in Appleton a few years ago, and I went to a very, very nothing apartment for rent, okay? And I said, hey, can I get an application? And they said, well, okay, I've already handed out 14 today. I said, you handed out 14 applications? Yeah. And this was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and just gone for rent that day. So I can't even imagine if somebody's got some, hate to say it, but red flags or whatever on your application, how tough it's got to be to find a place.
Well, I just want to say, I think what the benefit that you're giving is you're letting them build that credit history. I mean, I work for an organization, we do that too, because they need that, right? You just got to get at least, because they're going to call, and you got to be honest with them, and But if they say, look, they've been here for 18 months, they've never missed a payment, that's good stuff. Hey, but it costs money to do that.
Absolutely.
And you found the right partner, I think. I just want to say, Kim, this Doctors in Recital, which you've been doing this for 17 years. It's the talent of the community. We all come together at the Widener Center and 2,000 seats, and you're probably going to sell that out again. It's unbelievable what you do there.
Yeah.
Tell me how you got linked. Tell me a little bit about your program first. I think a lot of people have been there, but tell us again.
Yeah, we are very proud to involve physician and other allied health care professionals from Brown County and surrounding areas in a show where these people's day jobs is medicine, and they come in and they share their musical talents to raise money for amazing causes like EPH. We have a variety show of talent. I mean, we got country, we got classical, we got jazz, and funk. It's amazing, and just one of those you sit back and you just cannot believe it falls together. But
You can't believe they're medical professionals. You
Yes.
got to just conjure,
Yes.
conjure up in your mind about how serious they are and
yeah.
whatever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, these are type A people, right?
Exactly.
So they're serious. They're not going to show up on stage and just kind of fluff through. And
No.
we have several people in the show that have written their own music or done their own arrangements. So it's just incredible the talent.
That's cool.
And they enjoy that too. Sergio, I just think of some of the people that,
Yes.
and some of those people are kind of funny. They're entertaining. It's
very, yeah.
But they love medicine more, I guess.
Well, that's a good question. For me, it was like music where I might never get out of this basement practice room and have a job, or I could go into healthcare and have something a little more secure. It takes a lot of bravery to put yourself out in the music
But there is,
industry.
you brought that up earlier about the discipline part. If you've got the
Yeah.
discipline to go and be a doctor or whatever in
Yeah.
the medical procedure,
Yeah.
you've got to have that same discipline for music, right?
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people who are in medicine, not only is that area of their brain strengthened from music, there's a lot of research on music being very powerful as an educational tool with math, but also that balance for mental health and being able to have an outlet for your creative juices and relax.
I have zero discipline. What is that? What can I do? Can I
Go see somebody.
I think you have discipline. You show up here early every morning.
Not that early.
Okay, never
I
mind.
live upstairs. got a nice text here. EPH is a great program. Sleep in Heavenly Peace provides beds to them so kids do not have to sleep on the floor in our town. Sleep in Heavenly Peace, Pure Chapter. TJ. Thanks, TJ.
So you have a lot of partnerships, and that's what really makes this whole thing work. And we're going to talk about
You gotta have that, man.
Give Big Green Bay's coming up. That's another partnership that you have. I just want to get back to the Doctors in Recital. You don't have any problem getting people to perform, do you?
Yeah, no, we have sign up in July.
Right.
And the slots fill up so fast
Yeah.
that we have to tell people, sorry, but you could join the choir because our choir, we
Yep.
also have a choir. And it's actually very big this year and they're going to blow people away. But it's so popular that we literally have to tell people, sorry, the show is
Do you
full.
still have the doctors that were do a classic rock band? I've seen them perform at different places. They're awesome.
Yes. So some of them they don't bring their whole band in, but parts of them. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. So Tom Smith, who's a nephrologist, works in the hospital. He's got a band. He's amazing. He's in a couple of our numbers.
It's a phenomenal band.
Yeah,
The
it's
reason
really
they can't, there's just so much turnover. I mean, how many performers are on there? There must be what?
Well, you have the poster. Those are our headliners, so
Right,
to
so-
speak, and then we have probably an additional
It's 30 there.
40 in the choir.
Yeah.
Some overlap. So it's pretty big.
And you keep it
That's
moving.
awesome.
We do. We
Yeah.
keep it moving.
I want to say one thing about you doctors, and it just really, we need you in the healthcare, but there's a lot of you that are musicians, just are, even young kids, a little bit older, and they do pick medicine. They have a love for medicine, but I think if they had as much job security and money in the entertaining field, they would pick that.
Well, it brings a lot of joy, right?
Yeah,
It's such
it
a
does.
great connection. Healthcare doesn't always bring a lot of joy. I mean,
Right.
it's a hard area, especially right now and in this world. But I think that it's great, like for kids who are saying, "Oh, what could I do? I have to choose." I mean, you guys know, like everybody's life is such a journey. You can always get back and give to your community and a nonprofit and volunteer and get involved in a musical event if you don't even know how to play an instrument. You can
Right.
volunteer.
And a better release than go and have 4 scotches
Yeah.
in the
Right.
rocks or something,
Yes.
How many parents or how many dads have said to their kids, really like music theater, but they also like medicine. It's like, why don't you pick the medicine?
Yeah.
Well, Jim's daughter was sitting right here,
There, yeah.
and she's or right there. I'm sorry, and she's a doctor in New York City, in Manhattan, downtown New York. And I said, if you had a choice, Broadway performer or doctor in New York City, just not even a question.
Just
Broadway.
right away.
Not a hesitation.
I don't doubt that either.
Right.
Yeah.
But-
I would say the same.
Me too.
But
If
you
I
gotta
had that
find,
choice to make.
But I think what you just said is a really good point, that it's not all or none. You can find
No,
community theater.
You can.
I have to ask Crystal. Crystal, Ecumenical Partnership for Housing. What you guys is phenomenal. But do you ever have to take a deep breath and say, we're not going to cure this. We're going to keep up with this, because it's got to be one of those things, no matter how much you do, that waiting list doesn't go down, does it?
Unfortunately, no. And, yes, it is something where we just really focus on one family at a time. And that's what we have to do, is just do our best for each family.
And that's it. I mean, just kind of hunker down. We're not going to solve all the world's problems, but let's take care of this family and feel good that they're not on the street or in a homeless shelter someplace, right?
That's right.
And I think you should just explain a little bit more about the process. I think sometimes people think, well, you're going to buy them a house and they're set for the rest of their life. But that's just a step along the way.
Right. And so just to clarify, we don't purchase a house and give it to a family.
Right.
The family comes into our program for a temporary period of time. And during that time, they're working extremely hard.
Right.
They're participating in budget counseling. They're working. They're paying off debt, building up savings, doing all the things that they need to do to get them ahead and back on their feet.
And that case management, you just can't underscore that enough, how important that is. Because to no fault of their own, maybe they didn't have the parents we had, or they didn't have some of those soft skills of just
Support.
respect, support, budgeting, open your mail, pay your bills. Just, I don't know. And you bring that all to them.
Yes, the case management piece is absolutely critical to help a family move along. And many families did not have the opportunity to learn some of the essential life skills that are needed to be successful in life. And their case
It's
manager
not easy
helps them with
out
that.
there with all the. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not easy. People go, get a job and get a house. It's not easy. It's just not.
And again, in defense of them, they just haven't had the proper upbringing. And it's never too late to learn, but you really do help them through case management.
We do. Their case manager really walks alongside them through the length of their time in the program and works with each family on their individual goals.
Super quick. Anything more we can do? The people listening out here, what can we do for you to put more people in apartments, in their beds, in a warm bed, and a nice environment?
I would invite people to join us for an open house on February 19th from 3 to 6. Visit our website for more information.
And your website is?
ephgb.org. And also, tickets are still on sale for Doctors in Recital.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we want to get,
That's Saturday.
www.doctorsinrecital.com or .org.
Actually, you know what? Can you
You-
guys stick
you-
around? We're running out of time for this segment. Can you guys stick around? We still have more stuff we want to talk to you
Yeah.
about. Is that okay?
Can you stick around?
I have to be at the hospital at 7:30,
Oh,
but
really?
I come
Okay,
5
what's
minutes
going
late.
on there that's more important than being on our
Okay,
show?
hey, all right,
I
we're gonna
wish
give
I
you-
had nothing else fun
One
to do.
minute, tell
Wow.
us again, how do we get tickets to
Patients
this?
always get the
Doctors in
breaks. Back
Recital.
after this.
You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Hey, welcome back. Special thanks, Kim Shefchik, Doctors in Recital. We're going to talk a lot more about that. That's coming up Saturday, January 25th, 7 o'clock at the Widener Center, one of the greatest places you will ever walk into. And you want to hear something cool coming through and just reverberating around that room. It's incredible. And Crystal DeClean, Ecumenical Partnership for Housing. And Crystal, just your background and how, because this isn't, let me see if they're classified. I'll apply for that. This is one that's got to come from the heart.
It does. It's really a calling for many people that work in this field, and it's just something that really spoke to me, and I absolutely love doing the work that we do.
What are some of the, we all see the bad side of certain things, and Jim, with his homeless shelter, sees that, but what are the wins? What are the wins for you?
The biggest wins are the days that we get to see a family move out. We just this past Friday went to visit a mom who purchased her home in December, and we brought her a little housewarming gift, and she showed us around her home. And
How
just
proud was she?
absolutely, she worked so hard, and just looking back on her journey over the past 3 years, moving from a shelter to our transitional program and then our long-term program, and now she's a homeowner.
Wow. Isn't that something?
That is, and that's going to make you just feel unbelievably great. But that's just good. She's a great example of that can happen. I think some people, unfortunately, give up, and you just can't. I mean, you're never, even at the shelter, we have some people in there that are a little bit older, and it's like, they got to get this homelessness behind them. And it may be generational.
Yep.
It may be like, not okay is not the right word, but maybe this is the cross I have to bear. Well, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You can get out of it with people like you, organizations like the Ecumenical Partnership for Housing, and as well as the case management. I just can't underscore how important that is.
Yes, it can really be a long journey once someone
Right.
finds themselves in this position, but with hard work and support from the community, it really is possible to move forward.
But when you talk about a long journey, 3 years in the scope, that's not that long.
Right. In the grand scheme of things, no, that's not that long. But when you're walking in the door of a shelter,
Day
and they
one.
tell
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
that-
And you look down 3 years from
right,
now. It's like,
that can seem like a long time, and it is a lot of work, but
Yeah.
it is so worth it.
It is, and I always I love the compliment when people say at the shelter, at Family Services, or where you at EPH, how hard you work. And I know you work hard, but really the clients, the residents work harder than we do.
Absolutely. It's not even a close comparison.
Right.
We are there to help guide them and support them along the way, but really they are the people putting in all the hard work to make the change for their family.
if you know if somebody's listening out there right now and they say, geez, I kind of know somebody that could use a helping hand like this, what should they do?
They could reach out to us through our website or give our office a call, and we'd be happy to talk with them. Our contact information is all on our website, ephgb.org.
How much vetting do you do when they come in? Because Jim and I talk about this, about certain types of people that have had certain issues that's like, okay, they've overcome that or whatever, versus something that's a little bit more,
There is a screening process, and we do take a look at each family's individual situation. So they do need to have a referral completed. And then we have each family come in for what we call an intake interview, where we learn more about the family and they learn more about our program. And both parties make sure they feel it would be a good fit, because the family really does need to be able to commit and know what's going to be expected on their end as well. And we don't want there to be any surprises.
and I'm going to say this, it doesn't seem like you're a charity. And in a certain way you are, but charity sometimes is the connotation, well, we're just going to hand them stuff. We're just going to hand them stuff. You're beyond that, aren't you?
We are, it's really not designed to be just here you go and
Right.
good luck. This is something that we're working alongside the family, and they're
So they better be very serious about it as well. I mean, you probably let them know, hey, we got a long list of people. You're on our list right now. You take this serious and responsible, correct?
it does take a big commitment on their part, and the families do commit to that, and they work really hard.
And you need to vet that out through that intake.
We do,
And also do we. But I'm just saying there are some places that they enable. It's like, okay, you can sleep here, you can get up, wander around, come back. But those people, they need what you offer is they really need to see the end, the new life. They haven't experienced that. I just feel like I listen sitting in on these intakes and I'm like, wow.
At your place?
I'm almost like mad at your parents for you being like this, but you have the opportunity to turn this all around. And they do.
Yes, some of the stories that we hear during intake interviews are just really unfortunate, really hard to hear.
Right.
Many people have come across very significant life-altering situations that have put them in this position, and they are just looking for somebody to help give them a hand up and show them the way out.
So with you have a fundraiser coming up. You're actually a recipient of the Doctors in Recital. And again, I think a lot of people have been to that. It's been going on for 17 years. But man, it's a fun thing. You bring the family to that, bring your parents. This is a great, just the best of our local talent, because these people are very disciplined. And it's a variety of music, too. That's what I like. It's not just all piano, right? I mean, did banjo and guitar, and I can see these people and what they play.
Yes, and I was at one of their rehearsals yesterday, and they sound amazing.
Yeah, they're
we are
good.
really excited to be one of the recipients of Doctors in Recital this year, along with Foster the Village.
All right, and we want to go to the website and make a donation. Where does the money go?
If You make a donation to EPH.
Yeah.
The money goes to helping provide housing and case management as
Okay,
well as
both.
both of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you need volunteers at all or anything like that?
We do. We are always utilizing volunteers. We have many volunteer opportunities available. Some things include helping get a home ready for a new family to move in, anything from painting, cleaning, decorating, stocking the home.
That's awesome.
Stuffing envelopes, providing childcare on our monthly family nights, being a mentor for a family, a wide variety of things, and opportunities that include either direct contact with a family or things more behind the scenes, depending on what the person is comfortable with.
Fantastic.
Isn't that nice? I mean, and people this time of year, we get a lot of people that are calling because they want to volunteer. New Year's resolution, you know what? We've been kind of living here. We've been doing a little bit of charity. We need to lean into this a little bit more. So I think that's great. And what a variety of things that you offer for a volunteer.
Yes, and we really appreciate our volunteers. With 37 properties, we rely heavily on our volunteers to help run the organization.
Any organization right now needs volunteers.
Absolutely.
Your ecumenical, this partnership, is that a city, county, or statewide? What is your area of service?
We serve Brown County families.
Okay, well, that's good. That's great.
Well,
thank
listen,
you for doing
anything
that.
we could, absolutely. I mean, you're the kind of people a little bit behind the scenes when, people can talk, oh, what a great place to live. And people don't realize it's because of people like yourselves that make it a great place to live for maybe those that weren't born as fortunate as some of the rest of us that were just, middle America, slice of white bread type people. And you're helping those other people that are a little bit more disadvantaged. I think that's so admirable. It's incredible because I know you could be doing a lot more things, probably for a lot more money, and you're not. You're doing this to help people. That says something.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You bet.
Keep up the good work.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Proud
Keep
of
it
you.
rocking.
Yeah.
We're going to set a quick break. Kristen Ambos, Point Mortgage Corporation, joining us. Sam Floyd, United States Marines Operation Coffee, back after this.
You're an organ donor, right? Well, here's a tragic fact. Approximately 20 people die each day waiting for precious donated organs. You could make a life-saving decision simply by getting that important dot on your driver's license. That little dot shows those who need to know that you've made a decision to donate organs at a critical time. Go to heroicdeed.com to learn more about the importance of organ donation and how you can make your wishes known. Talk to your family. Get the dot. Save lives. heroicdeed.com.
For WGBW and WISS News, I'm Lisa Hale. Bitterly and dangerously cold weather is in store for us as we start the work week. Dress in layers, cover exposed skin, and get out of the cold when you can. Wind chills will dip to the 30-degree below zero mark throughout Monday and Tuesday. The high will barely get above zero today. Tuesday's high is expected to be -2. Wednesday will be warmer with a high of 20. The Thrasher Opera House brings a free film series to Green Lake starting in February. Jason Mansmith, Thrasher Marketing Director.
All of the films that we are welcoming in have a direct correlation to us somehow.
The first film is Jazz Fest, a New Orleans story, on February 6th. Then February, the winner of a Golden Badger Award from the Wisconsin Film Festival will run on February 22nd. The film series wraps up in May with The Low Fee Life. All of the films are free to attend. Visit thrasheroperahouse.com for tickets and information. Spread a little love to veterans this February. Melissa Kay has the story.
You can help brighten Valentine's Day for veterans by sending Valentine's Day cards to those living in veteran homes across Wisconsin. The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs is asking people to help show our veterans how much we appreciate their service and sacrifice. This will be the third year of a new tradition and helps brighten the day for veterans living in housing and recovery program locations in Chippewa Falls, Green Bay, and Union Grove. You can mail your cards no later than January 31st to the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs. Attention Veteran Valentines. P.O. Box 7843, Madison, Wisconsin 53707.
I'm Lisa Hale for WGBW and WISS News. For news anytime, visit civicmedia.us.
Miss part of the show or want to share it with a friend? Check out the Mino and the Mayor podcast at civicmedia.us and on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Take Mino and the Mayor with you everywhere. Now, once again, Mino and the Mayor, John Mino and Jim Schmidt.
Hey, thank you very much. Welcome back. Very special thanks to Crystal DeClean, Ecumenical Partnership for Housing. What a phenomenal organization they are. And Kim Shefchik, Doctors in Recital, and she had to run back to the hospital. Right now, we want to keep her around. She's
But that's January 25th. That's coming up.
Yes, coming up
that
Saturday.
Yes, and it's the it's just a great event. What time does this thing start?
7.
7, and you know they get a
At the
little
Widener.
break in there, and it's just you're going to know these people. You can see, wow, I didn't.
That's my doctor up
yes,
there doing that.
You're pretty talented as a physician, but boy, it's nice to see them all up there. And that money goes to Ecumenical Partnership for Housing. So it's
Fantastic
just,
organization.
It's a good organization.
Well, joining us right now, talk about putting people in homes, Kristen Ambos, Point Mortgage Corporation. And Kristen, that's kind of the idea of your whole,
yeah.
You know, you don't do it on a charity basis, I don't think.
No.
But putting people,
some days,
putting people in something where you
Yes.
hand them a key and say, this is your castle right here. You own it. It's all yours.
Yes.
That's got to be one of the greatest feelings in the world whenever you're a part of that.
It is, and we've had some really neat stories lately
I'll
of
bet.
clients like that. So, no, unfortunately, we are a for-profit company. However, I do think that there's a lot of lenders out there. Just speaking on it, this is kind of off the cuff, wasn't planned, but there's a lot of lenders out there that price gouge, and you know, I had 2 of my local competitors I was up against last week, and I was 1/4 to 0.5% rate better than another, and then 1 full percent rate better than another.
Wow, that's a
So
bunch.
that's loan officers, you know, the rate is based on what they pay. So if you're paying a high rate, there is something in there that says, you know, I could probably look around. And, you know, I'm a big advocate for shopping. I'm somebody who feels like I'm priced really right. I always have been. Because again, it no matter what business you're in, the higher your price, the more it goes on to the consumer. And I feel like there's a fair way to make a living as well as giving, you know, a good deal to the clients.
Right. So at Point Mortgage Corporation, someone calls you, and again, I still can't get my arms around this. You have over 100 programs, financing programs.
Yeah, there's thousands, but no one can know that many, right? So you've got to be you got to pick and choose which ones you're really working with and what you're doing.
Tell us about the one we talked about before we came on the air about the family opportunity.
The family opportunity. So this is a loan program that's so underutilized.
Right.
I have worked with a few clients. So essentially what it is it's for, let's say, the 3 of us. We either have a kid in college, we want to buy them a house instead of them renting. We can buy a house for them and only do 5% down versus an investment property with 20 because our child in college is going to live there. The other side of it is, let's say we have elderly parents, but they're still fully functional and don't want to go into an assisted living of any kind, but maybe they can't keep up their big house anymore, so they want to downsize. And because they're on fixed income, they don't qualify on their own. You can purchase them a house. And again, instead of it being an investment property, they can live in it, and it's only 5% down. So you're getting an owner-occupied down payment.
I've never heard of this.
Even though it is for either a college student or a parent.
That is an awesome program.
Yes.
I've never
Or
heard of it before in my
It's
life.
a college, disabled child, or a elderly parent.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, and not enough people do it. There, so many lenders just go to the hype. Like if you go, like my Facebook feed where I have so many, it's right now it's the same exact loan program, same exact thing everybody's doing, and they're 1 in a million. You know what I mean? Go to any lender, you can get them. Selling a 30-year fixed is easy to do. Get out there and educate on what things people don't know, like this family opportunity. There's so many neat things you can do with housing and loans.
And there's so many people who they call us tweeners, where you know you got kids in school and you got parents that need your help
Yep,
too. So
absolutely.
But to get them out of their house and get a ranch, you know, where they can no steps.
Yes.
At 5% down.
Yep. Or maybe they can't. Maybe they can't keep up with the yard anymore.
Right.
Put them in a condo.
Right.
Done that. So yeah, I've worked with quite a few people where we've utilized that loan, that family opportunity loan, and it's amazing.
All right.
And
That's
then
awesome.
you get the owner occupied rate as well,
Right.
and not the investment rate.
Right.
So you get the owner occupied down payment, owner occupied rate, even though you're buying it for an immediate family member.
And then we also talked about that there's opportunities out there for people to buy
Yep.
with low money down. They live there for a year. I mean, if they actually want to live there, and then they can move out and rent that out. Tell me about that
House
process.
hacking. House hacking is huge right now. And
hacking doesn't sound like a nice word.
I know. That's what when she said that. I thought, is that like?
But it's really house building.
Squatting or something?
Right.
Yes,
Or-
it's absolutely 100% starting your real
Legal.
estate portfolio the legal way.
Right, and it's kind of like they say, real estate, get rich slow. It just takes time.
It takes time. So this is one where, I've been doing this since 2002. So I went through the whole housing crisis, right? And it scared people. So people backed off of investing in real estate for quite a while, especially young adults. And you don't have to be a young adult. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. But where the examples lead the best is, okay, you've got a young adult who's making some good money and they want to start their real estate portfolio, but they don't have a huge down payment because they're just getting started. They have good credit. They can make the payment. They got 5% down. They just don't have 20 or 25. So they purchase a home, owner occupied, live in it, 3% down as a first-time home buyer. Plus you get a discount on the rate and the PMI. And then, so you keep that payment low because you're using your first-time home buyer benefit. The intention is you have to live there for 12 months or longer. After 12 months, you decide, okay, I'm going to rent this out. You use that home. It's your departing residence. So you use the departing residence, you rent it. You use that rent to offset the payment. You purchase another one with FHA going 3.5% down. 3.5% down. Maybe you buy a 2-unit with 3.5% down. That's like unheard of. With FHA, as long as you live in it, you can buy it with the intentions of living there for at least 12 plus months. And then if you want to rent that out, now you have 3 doors.
Right.
Boy, and you're on your way with your real estate
And now you buy
portfolio.
another one with 5%
I
down.
had no idea. Who would be the type of person that this would really benefit?
Really, anybody that wants to start investing in real estate. Because let's say I have my house right now.
But you got to be willing to move, too.
But you got to be willing to move, too.
Right.
That's just it. So, yes, you got to be willing to move. But if I had my house now and I wanted to rent it out and purchase another one, I can live in it and then get the owner-occupied rate. And it's fully legal. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA all say you have to intentionally live there for at least a year.
Right. Got it.
So that's the big, you can't say, I'm going to live there with zero intentions of living there. That's mortgage fraud. But if you're going to live there for at least 12 plus months, maybe it's 2 years, maybe it's 3 years, whatever the case may be, then you can rent it out. A lot of times fixer-uppers, they do that, live in it, fix it up, then rent it out, then do another one, then do another one. Because now there's sweat equity on top of it.
I want to do that.
Let's get you into it,
All right.
Mino.
I want to
Totally.
do that. I want to do that.
Yeah.
You got to give him a, let's see, how old are you? Let's see, probably a 9-year mortgage. I'm just kidding.
We can't discriminate. 30 year.
Really? You can't discriminate?
Swear to God.
No.
I've done 30-year mortgages for 85-year-old people.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Can't discriminate.
I think I'm going to live to 97.
Hey, that works.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do
point
ya?
mortgage.
Do
Yeah,
ya?
right. Do you really get?
I don't know how we feel.
Yeah, I know. We kind of hear behind the scenes stuff.
Hey, John,
so, yeah.
Not so sure about that. You know what I mean?
But
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
This point mortgage, it's fun listening to you because you're giving us options for different programs.
Yeah.
But you're also talking about life is to have a real estate portfolio.
Yeah.
You also should buy stock in local companies. I always believe that.
Yes.
And a couple other things you got to do too. But we're Oshkosh Truck. Those are some great companies that have done very, very well.
Absolutely.
Associated Bank.
Yeah.
Nicolay, so.
Absolutely. You can say it. It's okay. They're a little bit of a competitor, but
I know, but
I get
their
it.
stock
No,
is good.
It's good. There's definitely room for all of us. But no, I feel the same way. I'm pretty open about, especially when I'm sitting down with clients, we have a few rental properties, nothing crazy. But we have our house, a few rental properties, and then we're diversified in different ways that we invest as well, because you should never have all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
I agree with that. I think it's great, but I just think that's a great way to try to get young people involved in the real estate market.
Yes.
And so many people say, oh, man, if I could go back 30 years, you know what I would do?
Yep, 100%.
Now's
This is
that
a way
time.
for them to do it. So,
Exactly.
we've been doing a lot of that. I've got a couple clients that have really taken that house hacking thing seriously and are doing phenomenal with it.
Again, who came up with the hacking name? Well,
I don't know.
It's house building. Is what you're just it's house portfolio, I should say.
Or you're right.
Yeah, there's
you're right.
nothing good about the term hacking.
Yeah, building your real estate
Absolutely.
And I think that's really good advice.
Yeah.
I have a hard time saying to my kid, honey, I want you to get into house hacking.
Yeah,
It
right.
doesn't sound, but
No.
Building a portfolio of real estate.
Your
is
real
like,
estate portfolio.
Awesome.
By the way, switching
change the
terms
name.
here real quick,
Yeah.
I mentioned that. What is the squatting rule in Wisconsin? Because California, it's unbelievable. You can't get them out.
Gosh, I have no idea. Thank
Okay.
God I don't know, knock on wood.
Yeah.
I haven't had any squatters. We just had a rental property that was in between. You and I were kind of talking about it, and it got a renter at the end of last week, but I think my husband and I were there almost every day.
Oh, no.
Not worried about squatters. I mean, we were getting it ready and cleaning it and all that kind of stuff too, but you just always walk in going, hello.
Knock, knock.
So-
knock, knock. Anybody in my house?
Yeah, right?
Well, that was
So
a
thank
that
God
was a
we
big,
haven't had to deal with it,
that
but
was
yeah,
a
it's
big
big
deal
out
for
there.
closed houses. I know people.
Yes.
And I know real estate agents are a little nervous about going into some of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank gosh I don't have anything to do in that
Right. In that world.
So tell me about the confidence level out there. You know, just the
Yeah.
American confidence level. They always do all these. How do people feel about real estate that you're talking to?
Good. I mean, they really
They
do.
should.
They feel really good about it. They feel like the rates are at least somewhat manageable now. You know, the average rate Fannie and Freddie are at just over 7%. We actually had 2 really good days back to back last week where they started to come down from like 7.2, 7.3. So they are on their way down. I think it's going to be slow and steady this year, which actually is phenomenal for our industry.
Right.
Where I think, it's going to slowly fall to 6.875, then 6.7, 6.5, 6.3, and I think it's going to level out somewhere in the low to mid sixes by the end of the year, but steady enough where it keeps our housing market in the right.
All right.
In the
and
right
it
line.
seems like it's stabilized a little bit.
Yes.
I mean, good or bad,
Yeah.
I've noticed like there's for sale signs out a lot longer than a year ago it would have been.
You got a lot of people saying, hey, I hate to give up this 3 or 4% interest rate, but I really want this new house and we can afford it even at the new rate. I hear that more and more as the days go on.
All right. Kristen
That's
Ambos,
awesome.
Point Mortgage Corporation. How can people get a hold of you?
920-606-1156.
And I think it's an awesome thing to really keep promoting that thing about, and don't have to be super young people, but to try to build that real estate
you
portfolio.
don't have to be a first-time home buyer. You can be, you can own a home now, but as long as you're okay moving, building, that's the best way to build your real estate portfolio with as little money out of pocket.
Can you find me my first place?
I'll do my best.
All right.
And
All
have-
right. All right. Actually, I might invite squatters in. Help pay some of the bills.
That's all right.
Yeah. Run to the store for me. Great. Run the Quick Trip. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy you an Angus beef sandwich if it's on sale. But if it goes past that thing, forget about it.
Couple of new roommates.
Exactly. Kristen Ambos, Point Mortgage Corporation. Give her a call.
Thank you.
Mine on the Mayor. Back after this.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Hey, welcome back. Mine on the Mayor. Man, we bring in people. Todd, you do the greatest job of lining up people. I'll tell you what. Well, Brittany, of course, is Brittany. She's just flawless. She's incredible. But Crystal DeClean, Ecumenical Partnership for Housing, amazing organization. Kim Shefchik, Doctors in Recital, which is taking place this Saturday at the Widener, which is an amazing event. And Kristen Ambos, Point Mortgage Corporation. If I could turn back the clock a little bit, I would invest in like real estate. Wouldn't you know what I mean? I'm trying to get my son to get involved with something like that. Invest in real estate. You can't beat it.
That's true. It's just sometimes
I don't have a portfolio. Do you have a portfolio?
He probably does.
He probably kind of do.
I have many leather-bound books in my portfolio.
Little money in different things.
Check out my portfolio.
I was just blown away by that whole house hacking
Me
thing.
too.
Yeah.
I'd
Well,
never even
that's-
thought about that.
No,
and maybe
that's a
that's
really good
something
idea.
even I could do.
Right.
Well, especially if you're a single guy
Exactly.
where you're not packing up 3 kids.
Or you don't have to get permission
all
to move.
these and all these. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, and if you don't have kids,
We're
it's so-
moving again. We just moved in.
what if your kids? You want to pull your kids out of school?
I don't know why I was projecting Todd's future wife as being that way. Really, Todd? God, we have to move again.
My future wife is Jim.
Yeah.
It's almost like,
Why
Man,
is the floor
no,
wet?
I
I don't know,
But-
Margot.
Yeah, look, maybe we're going to get on here. Just some people who give out financial advice. But to have that portfolio, and I just, like I was saying, I think real estate's a big part of it. You have to obviously save money, but to invest a little money in local stocks is kind of a good deal. It's kind of it's nothing's safe, right? Everything comes with risk, but I don't know, man. You look at Oshkosh Corporation. I told you that's been very good. Manitowoc Company was awesome. There's just some companies that have paid. It's been great. And you put, I don't know, pick a number, but you start doubling your money with some of those people. That's after 15 years. It's like, wow.
Years ago, I wanted to invest in old cars, classic cars.
I wouldn't do that, but that's
they go
something to
back
make
and
money.
forth, though.
Watches, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so they talked to.
I did baseball and football cards at one time.
That's
but
cool.
That's you know what? You know what drove me away from that whole thing though? Is it's so like you got this card, you got a Mickey Mantle card from 1965. Wow, that's awesome. And then you bring it to one of those, say, oh, this is worth $500. Then you get it appraised someplace like, it's worth $100. Then you get it like great as it's worth $60. And it's like the thing that drove me away is like, I love the fact of holding this beautiful slice of Americana.
Yeah.
Okay. And I hated the fact that it was, and this is just the way grading is with coins and was a numatics. There's a term for people that collect coin. NUM
collectors.
Something.
Yeah.
Numismatic. But it's like, oh, wait a minute. I think I see a little flaw in this one corner.
Right.
So I'm going to drop that 30%.
Yeah.
It's like, really? This? I appreciate the look and the value and look at this beautiful card versus somebody nitpicking. Let me, no, I don't see. Yeah, it's like, and your card's not that good. Bleep you, bleep you, bleep you.
Right.
Who's next? That was always my opinion.
But yeah, I just think, kids, and we talk about kids because we're getting older, but 28, 29. If you've got some kind of income, steady income.
Absolutely. And again, you don't have to pack up 4 kids every year.
Right. And to get into the real estate. But there's so much more besides just real estate is my point. Because you want something that you can get kind of liquid pretty quick too if you need it. But there's REITs you can invest in, which is just like a stock of all just real estate. That can be fun. I just think it's worth time. It's worth your time to look at it because
I think
15 years.
I think I invested in Pfizer way back.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. I don't know if it was for you. I don't know what you bought it at.
I don't know either. I have no idea.
Yeah. And then no matter what, the umbrella over all that stuff is put as much into your 401k as you can.
Yeah.
I mean, just tell your kid. I mean, I'm sure you told your kid that, but everybody's got to do that. That's, and then, you're going to get your Social Security, but that's not enough to live on. Anyway, financial management at a young age. I wish if I could do it all over again. I don't know if I mean, I did. I
don't know if I would. I still don't know if I'd do it.
Well,
I don't know.
I told you I bought a house. I bought a house when I was 19.
I know
and
that's
it's
pretty impressive.
But I rented it to a high school friend of mine, and he and his girlfriend lived there. His parents didn't like that because he was living with his girlfriend. But just those little things that I can't believe how fast 15 years go. Right?
John Calipari, former head basketball coach, University of Kentucky, won the national championship. Now he's University of Arkansas. Phenomenal coach. A lot of people don't like him. A little yada, yada, yada. Okay. But he said the biggest start he got financially in life, because it's like he was, I forget what school, Western Kentucky, somewhere like, I don't know. But anyway, it's like he had no money, just whatever. And he said somebody was going to be selling a house trailer. And he's like, hey, if you guys fix this up, you can have it. Do it. And they rent out. And then they bought another trailer, and then they rent them out to kids. It's like, hey, do you want to live in a dorm or do you want to have your own place? What?
Right.
That's how they got his start, renting out trailers to college kids. They made crap tons of money doing that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know of that. But see, now that's a great concept. A little bit of risk, not tremendous risk, but yeah. Now, anyway, there's a lot we can do. But Kristen just I think that's great that she has these 100 programs. And what do we know? Maybe 5 or 6 different financing programs. And so it's worth going to see her. And
I always wanted to build something around St. Norbert for the exorbitant fees they charge for housing at St. Norbert. Yeah. Plus, of course, they take out the air conditioners because the Packer players need them, but students don't, which I still can't figure out. Can you please explain that one to me? Why at St. Norbert they take out they put the air conditioners in for the Packers, And then when the kids come back to school, it's 106 degrees in the rooms. They take them out. You're not paying enough tuition.
Yeah.
46 grand a year isn't enough for an air conditioner, kids.
Does that get you closer to God at some
It
point?
must.
Is that
There
what it
you
is?
go. That's
Because
what
I
it
know,
is. You're
I know
missing
if
the
I was, I'd
spiritual.
say, J, is bleeping hot.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or does it get you?
Bleep, damn it,
Or
for
they
the
get
love of bleep.
Or is it a precursor to the way he's going to end up?
Holy shit. We got Center Break, Sam Foy, United States Marines, Operation Coffee coming up.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.